What's going on, everybody? We're back. MMA Investing. Joe here, like always, the best in the game, the best in the business. Subscribe to his shit. Joe, here we go. Here we are to talk about the hair. Here we are to talk about Mr. Darren Till, one of our favorite fighters, both of us. He's well loved around the MMA community. Um, but man, dude, this last fight, as you'll agree with me, was very, very tough to watch. I was totally wrong on this. I think you were wrong too.
Yep.
Um, what was your first thoughts post fight after you saw it, after you saw the disdain in his face, the hand raised, and just what were your thoughts right after the fight ended?
Um, it was discouraging to see for sure. And my initial thoughts were kind of like, what's next, right? Like everybody else, because
Yeah,
Phil's always been one of those dudes that's confidence is sky high. He's always had that kind of aura to him, kind of like a Paddy Pimblett or a Conor McGregor, to where he kind of has that ick factor as well, right? He's a funny dude,
yep,
great fighter as well, good on the mic. But man, it was just tough to watch. And stylistically going into that fight, I was really high on Till. I really thought he had the tools to get it done there. The good takedown defense, a good get
me
up game,
too.
and obviously the superior striking to Brunson. And we saw little glimpses of that, right? Obviously, we could see Till was a better striker, but once he got to the mat, it was kind of game over. But man, yeah, it was discouraging to see for sure. And I was just kind of thinking, like, what's next for this dude? Like, he's still 28, he's young as hell. He has all the talent in the world, but yeah, just kind of like, what next, dude? Because you don't want to throw him away too back or put him back too far to where he's like fighting like, like an up and coming contender, like outside of the top 15. But you also
Yeah,
don't want to get into like a cannoneer or like
no,
a
definitely
Tory
not.
like that, even though they're already scheduled to fight. Like, you kind of want to avoid that top 5 right now, I think.
For
Uh,
sure.
so I think you kind of want to look more into that 8 to 12 area, right? Off the top of my head, I can't really think of anybody, but I think we got to let's take a step back, let him get a good fight to rebuild himself, rebuild his confidence, and then you go from there, right? We just got to take it slow. Like I said, he's still young. He's not like he's 36, 37, and we got to rush him along. Let's take a step back, let him maybe get back in the gym, work some kinks out, work on that wrestling defense, and then kind of go from there. But I think you give him somebody in that 8 to 12 range, I think would be kind of a good litmus test to see where he really is at, and then go from there.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you pretty much hit it right on the button. So with Till, bro, it's tough because of course we talked about before that mic skill's super important. I always talk about it in WWE and wrestling, but in MMA it's huge. This is why he has such a big following. He makes memes galore. He's just a funny guy. He has that factor too. But it's tough when it doesn't match in the ring in the octagon, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, this was very unexpected. I really thought he was going to win in devastating fashion, cut a really good promo, and then just move on.
Yep.
28, barely approaching his prime, but he has been fighting a long time too. So I don't know. My thought process is, yeah, kind of like you. Where do we go next? Um, my thing is, I know we don't want to put him against the can, but I think because he's like 1-4 in his last fights, I believe,
Yeah.
something like that. I think what we really do need right now is confidence. That's the if I'm a sports psychologist, we need confidence. That's all we need. Getting a win is gonna help him tremendously. Any
Yep.
win, I think, bro.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, top 15 I would look at, bro. Yeah, I know you said 12. I would look at 15 to 10 range maybe, and just someone that he has a legit chance to get the win, honestly, bro. Even if it's by decision, he needs a win to get some confidence back. Now, let's say he does fight a top 15, top 12 guy and loses yet again. I don't think the UFC is going to cut him because of his marketability and his name recognition, but I think he becomes that young-ish gatekeeper to go
Yep.
against your young up-and-coming guys. Because, of course, when we think of the gatekeepers, we think of like I'm just thinking back in the day. We think of like the Nogueras right now, the Cerrones, just those type of guys. The what the
Vets.
yeah, those type of guys. With Till, he's still 28, as you said. He's like a young gatekeeper, right? I guess that could be his next step if he loses his next fight. I don't want that. I definitely don't want that. But I'm saying, I'm trying to think realistically. If he can't, doesn't go up to, because I thought he was going to be world champion one day, and maybe he still will be. But I think if he loses to a guy in the top 12, top 15 once again, I think that confidence for sure goes way low. He probably won't be main eventing fight nights anymore. Maybe third, fourth fight on the card. You can still have him beat on there. But again, I'm just trying to think what's the realisticness, of where his career is going to go. Again, I would love for him to just win his next fight, then fight a top 10 guy, fight a top 7 guy. You know what I mean? But I'm not sure right now, bro. My confidence for him isn't real high right now either. So again, I guess his next fight's going to dictate, I think, where he's going to go. Because this last fight, that distinct look on his face, he did not look like a guy that was on top of the world a couple years ago. You know what I mean? He looked like shit. I'm hitting a fucking wall right now. I don't know what the fuck to do. So I don't know, dude. I don't know how to fix it. Again, I wouldn't put him against a top 10 guy. I'm looking at 12 to 15, get that confidence up. And if we don't, then I think we're just looking at a young gatekeeper with a really good mouthpiece.
Yeah, I think maybe I was thinking like somebody like Edmund Shabazian or something like that. But the problem with that is he's also a really big blue chip prospect you also don't want to kill off, because I would think Till would win that fight. But Edmund has a lot of potential. He's like, so you don't really want to kill him off. But I'm thinking like, I don't even like maybe an Abdul Razak Al Hassan, somebody he can beat, man. Somebody maybe with a little bit of a name, but that he's going to probably beat. I mean, nothing is guaranteed in MMA ever, but you got to get him. He has to get a win his next fight, man. You got to give him somebody that's set up well for him to do that. So we'll see. I wish I had the top 15 or 10 off the top of my head right now, but I can't really think of anybody. But it has to be in that range. Somebody he can beat, man. Somebody he should beat, and stylistically up well.
Yeah, no, for sure, dude. And yeah, again, we're not this video wasn't to try to like say, oh, Darren Till's done. We're trying to shit on him. Yeah. We're fans of his. We're trying to see how do we fix this? How do we get Till back on the win column, back on the star trajectory? Because we're both fans of this dude. So yeah, I mean, for sure, dude. Hopefully it does happen. Hopefully he gets a win, and hopefully we're laughing at this in a year from now, right? And he's still, because again, he's fucking young, bro. He might hit his prime when he's 31. Who knows?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
he posted that picture right after of Charles Oliveira and Michael Bisping on his Instagram, because those were two that had a lot of fights, right? They're a little, Oliveira's a little younger, but Bisping was a little older when he won it, but they had a lot of fights and a long journey to get to that championship. So at least he's still thinking like that he still is going to be a champion one day. And that's the main thing, that he still has that end goal in mind and that confidence, at least a bit. So we'll see.
We'll see, man. Hey, again, great shit. We're fans of Till. We want him to do good. We're seeing how we can fix this shit. And again, it's good to see that he did post that. Because yeah, Bisping, I mean, at that point, I never thought he would have won a title either when he did in it. So you just never fucking know, right? So yeah, for sure, man. Hopefully Till gets back on track, and we're rooting for the guy. He's got this. The gorilla. Joe, I'm investing. Subscribe, fucking follow his shit, like his shit, comment on his shit. We love it.